Hi, I'm Elena, and I'm what Lena Likes looks like, and you have no idea how many tries that took to get right. So today I'm gonna be eating, or try to be eating, all the stuff that Ron eats in a Harry Potter musical and a Harry Potter sequel. I didn't really take the time / have the patience to look at what he eats in a Harry Potter senior year. I seem to remember it wasn't as much because I was the one at LeakyCon. So here I have bunch of food. I don't think I've eaten this much junk food ever. Okay, so here's like an overview of everything we have here. I mean, first of all, the most important, we have red vines. Pretty much the main character in Harry Potter sequel. The first thing that Ron eats in a Harry Potter musical is some kind of Chinese food that I think looked like it involved noodles. So I just got a lo mein here. One thing, you might notice that there's a couple things on here that Ron himself doesn't actually eat, but that are still somewhat important to the plot of the shows. So for example, I have some bugles here from when Harry and Draco were trying to trade lunches / dragons. I couldn't find Gushers, otherwise I would have gotten those too. We have Funyuns, another Ron thing. He was eating something called sour candy crawlers or something. This was the brand I found. It's different, but same basic thing. Reese's Pieces, the answer to all sadness. Obviously I couldn't find a Hershey's bar like the size of a person, but this was the one called the giant Hershey's bar, so it's pretty pathetic compared to what Ron was eating, but here it is. I think what he was drinking was meant to be butterbeer, but I got cream soda because they don't really sell butterbeer at most supermarkets. Twizzlers, I think that's what the band gives Ron when he's sad and snackless. Donuts, not a Horcrux, a snack. Oreos, double stuff, of course, already half eaten, but you know, Accio double stuff. Bertie Bott's every flavor beans, just regular jelly beans. Didn't have the patience to order from Harry Potter World or wherever you get those. Snickers, I know Ron doesn't eat Snickers. I know that they're not technically from the first two, but we don't want Voldemort coming in here, and he doesn't like Snickers. So another thing that's not actually eaten for realsies, but appears, is the Domino's pizza. Ooh. This one is not just a box with a hole in it. You can't see, but it really is a Domino's cheese pizza that I'm gonna eat a bit of. And then one last thing that Ron definitely did not eat, because no one likes squirt. It's still important to the plot though. Finally, we're gonna end with a mint, like Hermione, because her breath stinks. Almost forgot to tell you, we have a very special guest today that's going to be joining me. She is an almost Starkid virgin. I've gotten her to watch like the beginning of The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, so she's not quite, but like I'd say it's the equivalent of getting to like first base. So come on out, Ariel, my beautiful roommate. So good to see you.
Thanks for having me. Oh my gosh.
So the idea I had to make this more entertaining than just me sitting and eating food and getting really full was because Ariel's never watched like any Starkid musicals, I could find a bunch of really random, stupid Starkid quotes and tell them to her out of context, and she can try to figure out what the hell is going on. She's a vegan, so she's not necessarily going to be eating all the food. We got her some lovely vegan lo mein, and I think you can eat Oreos and red vines. We're both gonna be eating red vines, of course. So let's get to it. I'm gonna start with the lo mein because I'm actually a little bit hungry. I haven't eaten today in preparation for this. Wish me luck. That's really good.
Do you want my egg?
Okay, so our very first quote is, "But when you wake up with mud on your dick and you don't even know where it came from."
Okay. I'm guessing this is female. No, I'm kidding.
Definitely. I mean, no. Continue.
Okay, I'm guessing a young male is saying this, and he had a crazy night and he got so drunk that he couldn't find his way back home, so he slept on the ground, woke up, said that. He's talking to a bird that he
A little bird that he saw land near him when he woke up. You are remarkably close.
Really?
Yes. He's an old man. He's not a young man. He's a very old man. But I think this doesn't actually make that much more sense in context. It's just a song.
Give it to me.
But this is from Trail to Oregon. As many of you know, Grandpa sings this line. And I guess the baby buffalo sings this line too. So he is talking to an animal. He's talking to his grandchildren.
Wait.
He's talking to animals. He's talking to his grandchildren about some animals who are also there. And the song is called Pays to Be an Animal. And it makes zero sense, but he's just trying to convince his grandchildren to shoot these animals for food.
Oh my god. He says that to them? Oh my god.
So that's that first one. I need to move on from this. It's really good, so I kind of want to keep eating it, but I'm going to move on for now to pizza. This is just cheese pizza. I'm going to punch Voldemort in the face. I don't remember. I think he might drink Lucius Malfoy. Okay. Our next line is, we'll remember Ahmed, the tiger fucking man.
What? Okay. 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 Tiger fucking man. Or tiger fucking man. No. So, there's this guy who is a prince, and he seems to love his animal, the tiger. So sometimes he puts on this persona of being a tiger because he loves his pet so goddamn much that he wants to become his pet. He's very rude and vicious around other people. And so other people are just like, oh, that's just that one guy. So he was a great prince. So that's why we want to remember him. Because he was amazing.
Again, I don't know where you thought that he's a prince, but you're right.
Yes. I just have a great imagination.
Yeah. So this is from Twisted, which is an Aladdin parody. And in the beginning of Aladdin, for those of you who've seen the movie, yeah, you're rocking it. For those of you who've seen Aladdin, a very like minor character named Prince Ahmed, Princess Jasmine sets a tiger on him because she doesn't want to marry him.
Oh.
Only in Twisted, they make him a much bigger character. The tiger rips open his pants and scratches his butt. And he's really angry about it, and he goes home and tells his guards what happened, and they're convinced that he fucked a tiger. He tells them
That's horrible! I didn't want to go there. Maybe I should have.
This is only one piece of pizza, but I'm feeling it.
Wow, that was sound quick. I think I've taken 2 bites so far. Because I've been thinking so hard.
Oh, yeah. So, let's switch foods and do the next line. Oh, here's something I need to explain. Ron, at some point in Harry Potter's sequel, I think, is eating something from a green bag. And I couldn't get the camera to focus enough to figure out what it was. As we all know, the Harry Potters were filmed on a potato. So this is a green bag. It's Doritos with salsa verde. I just guessed I'm eating something out of a green bag, therefore I'm eating something else. So, moving on. You can't just go to Pig Farts. It's on Mars. Oh my God, I can smell that Dorito dust. Yum. I don't think I've ever had the salsa verde before.
I didn't know that was the flavor.
These are all like new. So these probably are not what Ron was eating, considering that came out, what, 9 years ago? Oh, I don't know when I'll be publishing this, when I'm done editing it, but for me, the live stream was yesterday and I watched it and it was awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed it, but happy 10th anniversary, everybody.
Anyways.
You can't go to Pig Farts, it's on Mars.
Help me. Okay, so a bunch of friends get very high.
And that's it. That's the end. That's Starkid. It's over.
No.
Oh, these are spicy.
So they get very high and they're just, you know, wandering around the world.
You keep going. I love where you're going.
And I guess I pass a farm and I smell some what seems to be pigs, because pigs are semi-known for being smelly, which I feel like is not true.
Okay. Ooh. Just square. I'm drinking it because these are kind of spicy.
They don't know, so they're so high that they don't know where they are, but they can smell this very strong, potent smell. It's not very yummy. And so they're trying to follow it, but they don't know where they're going. And then one of the friends says, "You can't go to Pig Fart, it's on Mars." And so they give up on trying to find that smell. And I just keep walking, all high and mighty.
That was excellent.
That
was a trip. So the story of that one, that's Draco from Harry Potter musical. He,
of course it is.
He really desperately wants to go to this other wizard school called Pig Farts, and it's on Mars.
Okay, oh my god.
You can't go to Pig Farts, it's on Mars.
I tried.
It was a valiant effort. I don't know. Alrighty, bugles. I've never had bugles, so this should be interesting. They smell weird. They kind of taste like corn rinds. Or Chex Mix. Those are two very different things. Next we have, he eats eagles for breakfast, he sleep on a bed of fire, and when up cuts an onion, the onion is the one who cries.
Oh, this is really sad.
Why is that sad? I don't know. I'm gonna just stop eating so much of each thing. I'm not gonna make it to the end if I don't. I'm gonna keep eating bugles until you figure it out. So
I'm sorry.
For my sake, please.
3 hours later.
So, Up is a chef, and he is cooking for a royal family. Who would have guessed? And his living situation is not very comfortable, and kind of sad. I see your face, Elena. I'm getting it wrong.
I am not saying a word. You are doing great.
You would think he's living a miserable life, but you see, he loves being a chef, and he's on good terms with the family.
That's very important.
Very.
Where is this going?
Where is this going here? I don't know. So he's very happy, you see. But other people see it as him being really sad and treated as...
I'm sorry.
as this sad, tortured soul. But he's very happy. So instead of him crying when the onion is being cut, the onion starts to cry because it's not as happy as Up.
And is this at all related to him eating eagles for breakfast?
Oh, I didn't think that through. So, he's a very wild child. We don't judge.
Awesome.
Was I close?
No, not even a little bit. So the character who's saying this, her name is Taz, and she is a tough ass, like, space commander. Or no, she's not a commander. She's talking about Commander Up, who's like the toughest guy in town, or so she's describing him. Just talking about how tough he is.
Well,
that's
that
all
makes
that's
sense.
saying.
I like your version better.
I like your version better.
He's just a happy guy.
I think Funyuns are the last savory thing I've got here. Every night at the stroke of 3, the pussies gather. They're so crunchy.
So, 3 o'clock has been known as the witch's hour. And these are witches, not warlocks. So that's why they have.
I
No, I can't say that. I can't say
Continue.
that.
Say it.
No.
That's why they have pussies?
No. So the witches come out. They have a little fun. No warlocks to be seen.
Little fun.
Little fun. They like to cause a scene. You know, they like to party. That's a good thing. And 3 o'clock is their time to party. Can't say anything more.
Well done.
Thank you.
Excellent. Every night at the stroke of 3, the pussies, as in the vaginas, gather. This is from Me and My Dick, which is a musical about genitalia.
Nice.
And the genitalia are played by various actors.
Oh, so they're just okay.
Just genitalia.
Gotcha. Okay. What? All right.
And every night at the stroke of 3, the pussies leave their owners somehow. No idea how. The first act of the musical is like pretty anatomically correct, but the second act just like kind of goes off the rails. Anyway, this is sung by the Council of the Pussies, which gathers every night at 3 to discuss pussy-related matters.
Pussy-related. That's good.
Also,
Educational.
yeah, sex ed. Educate yourselves. Safe is sexy. So yeah. Also, these pussies can fly. Oh, by the way, will you marry me?
Yes. I don't want it.
This video has to end. I need to go deal with my heartbreak. I think I'm gonna have some of this cream soda before I move on to the sweet. Tomatoes are not part of this.
I squirted, and the pussies come running.
Cream soda before sweetness, sugar.
Tomato.
This is disgusting. Oh.
I like cream soda.
Usually I do too. This ain't good. Ugh. I don't know why I'm still drinking it. Ew. Okay, let's go with the Sour Bright Crawlers. I like sour candy. I don't know about you guys. Also, I'm sure I've missed some food, so feel free to yell at me in the comments about what I missed and what I should have eaten.
Julie noted.
Thank you. Okay, next quote. Your God is a fecal scam. Your God is a fecal scam.
What? No, your God.
That's what you're supposed to do in mukbangs. I don't know. I'm not cute or like excited about my food like they are, so I figured I'd at least show it off.
Slow-mo.
I just bit my finger.
Nasty.
These are quite sour, in case you were wondering.
Quite. There's this vampire. Her name is V.
V. Okay.
And she meets this other human, and she is very religious and one-sided. She doesn't want to hear other people's beliefs and views. And when she meets this vampire, they start fighting.
Wait, the other person's a vampire? I thought it was a human.
One's a human, one's a vampire.
I thought the girl was a vampire.
They're both girls.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And then the vampire, V, says that line.
Your God is a fecal scam. Okay.
And then the other girl starts to cry. The end.
What does that have to do with poop?
Because her...
Yeah, okay. This is from the same show as the mud on your dick line. And the father has just received a vision that's telling him that one member of his family will die of dysentery. Thus, your God is a fecal scam.
Wow. That's pretty good. I like their version better.
Yeah, me too. Not gonna lie.
I tried.
Next food. I'm kind of over gummies at the moment. I'm feeling sad. So let's do some giant Hershey's bar. I can never open these. Should I do it like this? Until he does it in the show. I can feel your judgment. It seems like blasphemy to eat a Hershey's bar like this. Okay, next quote. When I rule the world, I'll plant flowers. When I rule the world, I'll have snakes.
No, it's Batman. What's that one girl?
Poison ivy?
Poison Ivy. This is poison.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
This is a story of Poison Ivy. And oh, sorry. She really doesn't like Batman. You know, so they were together, and then they had this whole big fight. It was dramatic and overblown. But they're no longer friends, sadly.
This is tragic.
I know. So instead of being all mopey and sad, Poison Ivy decides, I'm gonna rule the world. So
You go, Poison Ivy. Girl power.
Girl power.
You're so sweet.
You ate so much of that.
I'm eating until you finish your damn story.
What? It's gonna go on forever. Anyways, okay, so she wants to conquer the world so she can plant some more flowers because she's Poison Ivy and she loves plants. And I identify with her. No, I don't. Not about the snakes. But she likes snakes. Don't know why.
Also, just, okay, awesome.
They're her only real friends.
Please end this.
It's ended.
Oh
The
my
end.
God. Pause for some squirt. I hate squirt. Fun fact, the lady at the grocery store, when I asked her where the squirt was, said she loved squirt, so apparently it's a lie that just Harry Potter likes squirt. So, I'm proud of you for remembering that Holy Musical Batman is a Starkid musical. It's not from it. This line has nothing to do with it whatsoever.
When I thought I had it.
Props to you. This is from a Harry Potter musical, and it's
Of course it is.
Quirrell and Voldemort. You know, Voldemort's on the back of Quirrell's head,
I couldn't read until I was 10.
right? Yeah. So this is their song. In the musical, they focus a lot on the fact
like
that
snakes?
Voldemort was on the back of Quirrell's head for like a year, and how fun that must have been. And how close they must have gotten. And so they're very different. The song is called Different as Can Be. And Quirrell, when they rule the world, just wants to plant flowers. And Voldemort just wants to have snakes.
Aw, they said they could have both.
They're probably the biggest ship I've ever had.
That's amazing. How did they do that?
Brian and Joe, they're back to back, and they just are wearing one giant, like, gown, I guess.
I'll get claustrophobic.
Yeah, and when Brian Quirrell bends over, Joe has to, like, do this beautiful back arch.
I want to see this.
It's great. See, I'm getting her into it. This is the secret goal of this whole entire video. I'm destroying my body so as to get her into Starkid. Okay, I'm really over this Hershey's bar. Twizzlers. Let's do Twizzlers. Do you want Twizzlers? Okay. She's a red vine to go. There's some kind of chemical reaction going on here.
It's dissolving. I think it works better with red vines.
Everything works better with red vines. Red vines. Our next one is, I want to be a modern dancer.
So this person wants to be a dancer.
A modern dancer?
Okay, so they're in ballet. They want to go to be a modern dancer. So they say that.
Very good.
The end.
I was hoping you'd remember Holy Musical Batman again. Because that's from Holy Musical Batman.
Batman wants to be a...
No, Robin.
Oh,
Robin wants to be a modern dancer.
that's so cute.
That's basically it. They're singing a song about what good friends they are. Batman and Robin and all the superheroes. It's the end song.
Mm-hmm.
And Robin just says, I want to be a modern dancer.
Aww.
And all the rest of the superheroes go, what a super weird thing to say that came out of nowhere.
Aw, that's cute.
So, all right. Let me finish this Twizzler. Oh. Ew. Having some challenges.
Too much?
A lot of food. Oh, nuts. I see the food coma coming. It's at the end of the tunnel. Wow. She's eating tomatoes, which I feel like is just kind of laughing in my face because tomato sounds pretty good right now, but
It is really good.
I'm gonna push through. Okay, so this next quote has some context for us because we always like to listen to the Sir, I Want to Buy These Shoes Christmas Carol
Oh,
in the car.
I introduced her to that
Yeah.
song, and I cry every time.
It's a great song. So this quote is,
I'm not.
no.
Damn it.
I mean, I used to be able to look at 10 Marines getting slaughtered and chopped to bits by angry robots, and I wouldn't even blink an eye when they got splattered on my face. But now I can't even make it through the Sir, I Want to Buy These Shoes Christmas Carol without crying. I have powdered sugar in my hair.
Okay. This is like a Christmas thing?
No.
Okay. Good to know.
Oh, I shouldn't have told you that. Sorry.
Small cheese. What was I going with that?
You didn't. There was no that. You didn't start.
Let me think. Starkid. It's a kid. No, I'm kidding.
Who's a star?
Yeah. So there's this kid. He's a major star. No. There's this woman who has difficulty coping with emotions, and instead of expressing them, she bottles them up and hides them. So she goes to a therapist to figure out some stuff and help her be able to be in tune with her emotions. Oh, and so this was...
Marines. Lots of Marines getting smashed and cut up. That's the hell it was.
Oh, so maybe she was in the army. No, she's just traumatized.
Just traumatized.
She's just traumatized. It's hard. And so she learned to bottle up her emotions and not show it.
PTSD is a real thing, you guys.
It is. And she goes to a therapist to
Sorry.
help her with her emotions.
I'm sorry.
Everyone loves
Attacked
it.
me.
It attacked me. Ah.
Stop.
Okay, I smell the Twizzlers. So this therapist was very good at their job and helped her. And eventually, her emotions just came pouring out of her. And every little thing made her sad or angry. And now she's just a normal being with emotions, which is sometimes hard to be. Is that bad?
That was just sad.
Oh, I'm sorry. Should I do it over again? So there's this puppy. Who's good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
She always gets food in her hair.
shut up. Ew, this tomato is gross. Is that why you gave it to me?
Yeah.
Ew. So Do you remember that super, super tough guy that was being described in one of those earlier lines? Up, Commander Up?
Yeah.
That's him talking. As it turns out, he's not so tough after all. Okay. I ate all but 2 of those donuts while she was doing that.
Took 2 seconds. I don't know how you can eat it in 2 seconds, but you did it.
Cramming it in there.
Magical.
Movie magic. Okay, Reese's. Our next quote is a pretty simple one. Duck is Lord.
Duck is Lord.
Duck is Lord. He is Lord.
He
Duck is Lord.
is
Duck
Lord.
is Lord. 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 Duck is Lord.
Okay, so there's this guy. His name's Duck. Short for Baduck.
No! I love it.
Baduck. Nothing happened. Okay, so there's this guy, and he wants to be a lord.
What kind of Lord?
Lord of nuts. Wait, ducks.
What? He wants to be
Lord of ducks. Because he loves ducks. Who doesn't love ducks? If you don't like
I
ducks,
don't love ducks.
I don't love you. Did you say you don't love ducks?
Yes.
That's why I only like you.
Oh, are you kidding? Is this why you wouldn't marry me?
Anyways, so he wants to help the ducks cross the road.
Those are chickens.
Not this time.
Okay. I'll go with it.
Not the story. He wants to help these ducks cross a road, and to do that, he has to become Lord for some reason. So he does, and the ducks somehow learn how to speak English and start chanting, "The duck is Lord." Wait, the Lord is duck. Wait, what?
Duck is Lord.
Duck
He
is Lord. He is Lord.
Duck is Lord. Lord.
Duck is Lord.
The duck is Lord.
That. And everyone wins, and everyone crosses the road without harm. And he did a great job.
That was great. There's no guacamole here. So I'm very proud of you. That was
Okay.
remarkably close.
Really?
Yeah. It is a guy. He's speaking. Duck is Lord. His name is not Baduck, but it is Ducker.
I was close.
You were really close. He's a member of a group of cave people, and they worship a duck as their god
Oh, okay.
until they find out that duck is not Lord.
Okay.
And that's their spiritual chant.
That makes sense.
Lord. Duck is Lord. He is Lord, Lord, Lord. The duck is Lord. He is Lord. The duck is Lord. He is Lord, Lord, Lord. The duck is Lord. Okay. I'm losing my taste for every candy I've ever liked. Let's do Oreos. You can eat Oreos with me.
Oh, I love Oreos.
I'm better now. I'm drunk.
I'm better now. I'm drunk.
Mm-hmm. Eat with me.
Sorry, I'm trying to think. So, this lady is with a group of friends, and she and her friends like to get into some crazy situations and do parkour. As she was doing a stunt, she hurt her knee, and
Parkour.
and she hurt. Excuse you.
Yes?
Siri, stop.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
So she gets injured and her knee is damaged, so she can't walk on it anymore, sadly. So her friends take her, they're helping carry her weight, and they're trying to find a hospital. But they pass this bar, and she's like, "Wait, I want to go in. I'm thirsty."
Thirsty bitch.
And so they go in, they get a couple drinks, and then she buys herself
Oh god, I forgot how much I didn't like that.
a bottle of vodka, and she drinks it.
A full bottle of vodka.
Full bottle of vodka. Suddenly, she gets really drunk, and then she's all better. She can't even feel any pain.
That does happen.
It's a cure.
Drink responsibly. So this is from Annie, which is a Star Wars parody. And Obi-Wan is the one who says the line.
Okay.
And Obi-Wan is a drunkard in this parody. And he's complaining about how he's hungover. And so he takes a big old swig of alcohol and says, "I'm better now.
That's better.
I'm drunk."
I mean, they should add some parkour.
We need parkour! Come on, Starkid! Come on! Let's get it in Black Friday. Parkour time. Parkour.
Black Friday's gonna be a musical?
Damn. It's gonna be another horror musical.
I love horror.
Fun facts about Ariel.
You have your model cup in your Chinese.
Yummy.
Look,
Okay.
Bird and I are matching.
Too full for this. Jelly beans. Oh, that is really chemical smelling. Our next quote is, "Get in my mouth." Oh god, I hate jelly beans.
So, there's this larger person who absolutely loves food. And
Cheers.
me. So I'm the character.
You're tiny.
It's the angles that I give. And they will eat almost anything. And this lovely person gives them some gummy bears for a birthday present.
These are gummy worms, but I'm going to eat them to celebrate this story.
Oh, thank you. And
Because
she
I don't want
leaves.
any more jelly beans.
She leaves, and the person that's eating the food and that loves food doesn't know that the gummy bears are cursed. Not cursed in a bad way, but they're cursed in where they come alive
Ooh.
and they start to run away.
I love where this is going.
And he notices this and he realizes that gummy bear just traveled. So he's like, He reaches for it and then it runs away.
I'm shook.
And so he realizes these motherfuckers are running from me. Like, bitch,
Rude!
be in my mouth.
I love it.
And so he starts chasing them, and finally he gets them in his mouth, at least some of them. The ones that did not escape, unfortunately.
What a happy ending. This is from Harry Potter Senior Year.
Okay.
It's sung by Aragog the Spider. He's telling the main characters to get in his mouth because he wants to eat them. The bunny, ooh, I ate the bunny. Oh. I have to spit that out. Jelly bean is the cinnamon kind. I hate cinnamon. Jelly beans. Okay, your next quote is, "I only wish to have a coat made out of puppies."
Alright. So, the old lady from 101 Dalmatians.
Yep, keep going.
Okay. This is just gonna be the story I'm gonna tell.
So 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
Excellent. You're right.
Fuck yeah!
Yes!
got
So
one.
in Twisted, all the Disney villains are talking about how they've been misunderstood.
Oh,
So like Ursula was ruling the ocean and her evil brother
Where were you?
took over.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I love you.
There's been murder.
There's been a murder. I was a witness.
No, you were the killer.
They don't know that.
All the Disney villains are explaining their actions. Like Scar was trying for equal rights. Gaston was just in love with Belle and wanted to save her life. Ursula was, a kindly ruler of the ocean. And then Cruella comes in and says, "I only wish to have a coat made out of puppies."
Oh.
And all the villains are like, "No one likes you."
Oh, that's so mean.
Exactly. Oh my god, say that again, just like that.
What?
Oh, that's so mean.
That's so mean.
Oh my gosh, so mean.
Why?
Just do it.
Oh my god, that's so mean.
Right? You know what I'm talking about. Right?
Amazing.
Okay, Snickers, I guess, is next.
Don't like Snickers.
And I ate nothing but protein shakes, falcon eggs, and rocks. Said by the same actor who doesn't like Snickers. I'm so full.
Say something. So once upon a time.
Come on, anything, quickly.
Alrighty. Once upon a time, there was this king, and back then they didn't have horses or cars or motorcycles or bikes. They did have people.
One would hope.
To get places, they had to either
Ride
walk.
on people.
Shh, I'm telling this story.
Sorry.
They either had to walk, run, or skip. So this king was very immature, and he hated his bodyguard. And this bodyguard, she was a really sweet lady, but he, for some reason, did not like her.
Where the fuck is this going?
Hold on. So the king gets this message from a dove. Out of all birds, a dove. And the message says, you have to come to blah, 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 in blah, blah, blah time. So they pack their things and they're getting ready to head off. And in preparation for their long trip, where the king has to be carried because God forbid that he actually gets some exercise in, he is being carried by his bodyguard. And so, to get back at her for whatever she did, he eats a bunch of stuff that would make him heavy. So he ate rocks, a bunch of protein,
That actually went somewhere.
and then,
And falcon eggs.
yep,
I did not see where that was going, but it went there.
yes it did.
So that quote is from a Harry Potter sequel, and it is said by Dolores Umbridge, who was played by a man. And she's talking about how when she was little, a little human, tears used to flow out of her eyeballs. But one day, her mama Umbridge said to her, Dolores, you put down that cheesecake. Yeah, she decided to stop eating cheesecake and get fit and hoist things over her head, and all she ever ate after that were protein shakes, falcon eggs, and rocks. I definitely can't do Joe Walker justice. Anything else? Anything I missed? Just anything at all? The time has come. Ow. To punch myself in the face. One for you.
Oh, thank you.
How could you? And one for me. And your quote, which is kind of a bonus quote for you, because it is from the guy who doesn't like musicals, and I want you to like figure it out. Like try your very best. You can do this. Figure it out.
Trying my hardest all the time.
The quote is, "All right then, let's see it. Kick my head." Now, just a little overview of the characters, if you remember. There's Paul, the guy who didn't like musicals, Emma, the latte hate, Ted, the jerk, Bill, Paul's best friend, Jeff Blim, all the crazy characters, Charlotte. You remember who Charlotte is, right? She's the shaky lady.
Oh, okay.
And then the la-di-da-da-day girl.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with the jerk. What's his name?
Ted.
Ted, my man. Watch out. Because you about to get hit. So Ted is a jerk.
He is a jerk.
And the other people don't like him. Therefore, he got hit in the head.
Is that it?
Yeah. Did it work?
Pretty close. I mean, you were right that it's Ted.
Did it work?
Did it work?
You
were right that it's Ted. I'm very proud of you for figuring that out. Bill is threatening Ted, and he kind of trips over his words and says, "Oh my God, Ted, I'm gonna kick your head." And so Ted is just making fun of Bill for saying that. So I think it's time to finish it out with a mint. Do you see anything I haven't eaten? I'm real full. Joey, you're a star. How do you do this?
He's a star kid.
He is a star. Okay.
Why did you get me Chinese food?
Well, I'm not planning on kissing anyone anytime soon. That's exactly how they kiss in the show.
Really? Guys, I am a star kid.
Okay. Cheers. Should we do one more quote?
How about I give you a quote and you have to guess what?
Okay, well, while I enjoy this mint, it's only fair. Ariel is going to give me a quote of her own, no idea where it's from. Movie, book, TV show?
TV show.
And I'm gonna try to guess where that's from, so let's do it. If anyone's curious, I'm gonna name my food baby Ron after his father.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Quote. It's a moo point. It's like a cow's opinion. It doesn't matter. It's moo. Off quote.
Off quote. I think I might know what show this is from, but I'm not gonna go with my instincts. Okay, so this is about a dairy farmer, and he's not a very good dairy farmer. He doesn't take good care of his cows. He treats them like they're nothing. And all the cows get really angry at him, and they like plan a revolution, a rebellion, cow rebellion. Viva la revolution. Viva la revolution. So these cows are planning a rebellion, and like one night they like, can cows trot?
I mean, I'm sure they can. They could. I mean, they could. They can.
So the cows trot up to the window of the farmer's house at night, and they listen up at the window, and the farmer is talking to one of his dude bro friends, and the friend is like, I think that you should treat your animals better. And the guy's like, your opinion is moo. It's like a cow's point.
Good.
It's
What's the Hulk of shame?
What's the Hulk quote?
The Hulk quote? So the Hulk of the quote is, it's a moo point. It's like a cow's opinion. It doesn't matter. It's moo.
Okay, he says that to his friend, and all the cows get so angry that that's the spark that lights the fire of their rebellion, and they all storm into the farmhouse and kill the farmer and adopt the farmer's friend as their new farmer.
God damn, no wonder why you're going into writing. I mean, that's pretty good.
Are we ready to make that movie?
Yeah. Okay, so that was very good.
Thank you.
But it's from Friends. And
Oh, I knew it. It's Phoebe, isn't it?
no, it's
No.
Joey.
Oh, Joey. I knew it was Phoebe or Joey. Well, thank you so much to my lovely roommate Ariel for being here and playing this stupid game I invented, even though she had plenty of other fun things to do with her afternoon. But yeah, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you guys so much for watching my videos. I'll probably do another one pretty soon. Let me know if you'd rather have Holy Musical Batman or Starship. Those are probably the two I'm considering. Or one of the Mary Potters. Definitely, I haven't done any of those yet, so definitely one of those. Also, let me know if you'd like to see any more videos like this. This was super fun to make, even though I might have to throw up. Okay. So yeah, that was fun. Always remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more Starkid geekiness. Another fun thing that might be happening is completely unrelated to Starkid. You might be seeing on my channel sometime soon a little like movie trailer that Ariel and I also are working on. So stay tuned if you're interested in that. It's gonna be a parody. Sorry. Shut up. So yeah, that's coming soon if you want to stay tuned for that.
Start it out.
Alright. Cheers. That's it. Nobody likes squirt.